In 2025, Samsung is changing the way that their operating system is going to work on their TVs. Not only have they changed their UI, but they've changed the location of the layout as well. How's it going, everybody? It's KG from SamMobile. Today we're going to walk you through the Tizen UI update. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Alright, let's jump through the Tizen UI in 2025. What you'll notice right away is that the home screen is going to be in the For You section. So this is all the stuff that the TV is going to recommend based on your viewing habits. The very first thing you will see is the Now Playing section, which is going to be the last thing that you are doing. If you scroll over, you will see the Live tab. I'm guessing it's Samsung TV Plus things that you'll be seeing right away. You may actually see your broadcast TV recommendations. Like I said, I'm not using broadcast TV, so I'm not testing that part right now, but what I am seeing is the Samsung Live TV. When you scroll over there, you will see the apps, and you will have recommended apps there, and also editor's choice, and the apps that have been downloaded, apps that are popular this week, and then the what's new section. There's also going to be different categories and curated content. I've had a lot of people ask, how do you search for apps? The best way to do it is going to be the search tab. So that is how you navigate the front page. And when you scroll down, you will see all the apps that are available right here. You'll notice that the icons are going to look very similar to a phone with one UI. And that was the whole purpose of trying to make everything feel a little bit more Samsung across all devices. And so they just have different curated categories as you scroll down here and little shortcuts to individual things. If you scroll all the way down, you have your media options like preferences, there's continue watching, where you can edit what you see in the continue watching section, and there is parental lock and autoplay with sound on. So that's the home tab. If you scroll up, you will see that there is the game tab here. When you first load up the game tab, it'll ask you if you want to set up a controller. So if you're playing any of the cloud gaming services, you're going to want to add a controller. So this year, it's really easy to just add a controller. Even if you skip that part, you can go straight to the controller icon, hit the button and do new controller. And then you will start the process to add a game controller. It's really easy to do. Most gaming controllers that support Bluetooth will be able to connect to a Samsung TV. Samsung also is partnered with PDP to make a controller that is going to control your TV if you just want something that is going to match the theme of Samsung. But really, any controller will work as long as it has the Bluetooth support. There's different cloud gaming services available like the Xbox app, Luna, GeForce Now. If you have any of these services, you can log in through them, or you can go ahead and try them out, and most of them have a trial associated with it. Let us know if you want to see a separate video on cloud gaming and how to set up the services individually. Also within the gaming tab, you'll see gaming videos. You will also see games that you can download via the App Store and play on your TV as well. So if you want to play these games on your TV, they do have control with the actual TV remote itself. So if you want to play Tetris or something, that is certainly possible. Although I do have to warn you, there is ads in this game, and it's slightly annoying that you have to watch them. But it is kind of fun to play Tetris with a TV remote. Not something I ever thought I would do, but really cool stuff with Samsung with the game tab. So next up is going to be Daily Plus. This is going to be your daily activity tab based on things that may be related to your personal life. So you can have things like shopping or fitness related apps on here, health with yourself or with your pet, and the workspace, of course, as well. So this is a tab you'll definitely want to look into if any of those interest you at all. The workspace is going to have easy connection to your Windows PC, a remote PC with your Windows PC, or a remote PC with your Mac. You can also have multi-control where you're able to control everything with one mouse or keyboard. This is also where you're going to be able to see smart things and link up certain things with smart things for this tab as well. So if you're looking to integrate your home with different smart devices, SmartThings is a really easy way to do it. SmartThings will also control your TV if you set it up via your phone, whether that's a Samsung phone or even an iPhone. So you can do it either way, no matter what type of device you have. Next up is going to be the Art tab. Now, this may or may not be there depending on the TV type that you have. In 2025, most LCD-based TVs are going to have an Art tab. If you have an OLED based TV, you will not have the art tab. So just keep those things in mind when you're talking about this tab here. You'll be able to display art that you download or buy from the art store. You can also access your photo album as well, or generate a wallpaper with the AI generative wallpaper. So if you wanted to go ahead and make a wallpaper, you could say, hey, I want scenery. Let's go ahead with a mountain and let's give it a vivid look, and it'll prepare a wallpaper for you. Different wallpaper options. You can then download it and use it as your AI generated wallpaper. To be honest, looks actually pretty nice. So let's generate another one here. Let's say I want a landscape. Let's go with the sea this time, and we'll go with the soft look. And that was what they gave us here. If you don't like the options, you can always regenerate. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this one because it actually looks pretty nice. When you go to your sleep options, you can set your TV to sleep at a certain point in time. Something you want to navigate, but if you're looking for the generative wallpaper specifically, that is how you find it. So on the sidebar, if you scroll down to connected devices, if you have anything connected to your HDMI port, you'll see that here. If you have a drive connected, you'll see that here. You'll see smart things here, as well as the ability to set up a universal remote. Here is a shortcut to the settings menu, which I'm going to talk about in just a second. And then if you scroll down, you have the privacy choices. So you can press the AI button when you are watching TV Plus, and it will do an analysis of what you are watching. And I can also see who is in the movie here. And then you can also see what other movies that actor is in as well. So the AI button will quickly access that, whatever you're watching. If it is supported, then you will be able to see this kind of thing. All right, let me walk you guys through on what the Tizen UI looks like. So let's go through that right now. Once you hit the gear button, which is the options button on your TV remote, you'll be met with this menu right here. You'll see that you have all settings, sound mode, brightness, sound input, picture mode, Bluetooth, and if you scroll over, you have Wi-Fi, game mode, multi-view, caption, sleep timer, digital output audio format, picture clarity, power and energy, color tone, support, energy savings mode, and the edit button. If you've had a Samsung TV in the past, you'll notice that a lot of these are the same thing that would have been on the bottom bar in the past. Well, instead, they've moved it to this little sidebar. Now, there is some cool things about this bar. So when you go to the all settings menu, you'll notice that there is a search function. So if you're looking for a certain picture option or a way to improve your brightness, maybe there is a way to do that with the search function. So you can use the search here and you can find what you're looking for. If you just want to use the microphone, then you can hold the microphone button, brightness, and then it will show you everything that has the word brightness in it. If you want to just adjust the brightness, it will give you the option to go to the expert settings and adjust the brightness. It'll take you straight to that setting. There's brightness optimization, which I highly recommend if you first get a TV to always go into brightness optimization and turn off the energy saving mode. So sometimes you'll see that this energy saving is clicked on and you can see that that dramatically decreases your brightness, and that'll end up being dimmer than you would probably want. And then the brightness, this is going to really only affect you in SDR. Although you can lower it in HDR, it's highly recommended you stay at maximum brightness for HDR content, and for SDR, you adjust this to the brightness of your room. So just whatever is the most comfortable for you in the room that you're currently watching in. And there's no wrong or right way to do it here. It's just really based on your personal preference. And with this, you'll notice that after you searched for it, you can access what you just searched for right here, or what you just accessed right here last. And this will kind of give you a history of the settings that you access the most. So this is really nice if you are somebody who's always tweaking just one individual setting. You can get in and out of it really quickly without having to menu dive through those options. So let's go through the picture mode here. And you'll notice the picture mode is really just going to allow you to cycle through the different modes that are available. Here we're on movie mode, but you can see that we can switch to dynamic and standard. There's also filmmaker mode, which is similar but slightly different from movie mode. So those are the mode options available, much like the older Samsung TVs, just kind of accessed in a different way. There's smart calibration, which, talking to experts that's played around with this and measured it, It's not really calibration that you can rely on, and honestly, the out-of-the-box picture modes are going to be better options than the smart calibration. So I would say to ignore the smart calibration option, as it's really just not a necessary function. Expert settings is going to allow you to adjust certain parameters, adjust brightness, contrast, sharpness, color, tint, HDR tone mapping. If you are watching in HDR, there's two different options. Contrast enhancer, which is going to behave differently depending on the TV that you have. Some people like it for the lower end models. For the higher end models, I tend to think that it will actually ruin the picture quality a little bit more than help it, but it's all a personal preference based setting. Shadow detail is going to allow you to adjust raising the brightness of dark areas within the image. So if you wanted to up this, you can maybe see in the shadows a little bit better. Or if you think that it's too raised, you can lower it down. Gamma is going to be the gamma that the TV is set in. On default, it's BT 1886, but you could also change it to 2.2 if you want to. And if you have it on BT 1886, you can also lower and raise this. And here you have your color space setting. For every mode that you're in, you should probably be using auto and just take the complication out of it. If you want more saturated colors, less realistic, then you can go for the native color space. Although I'll give you a little tip on how to get those similar colors, but still keep it tame. And that'll be with one of these next settings here, and that is Color Booster Pro. So Color Booster Pro is going to use AI to adjust the intensity of each scene based on the color levels. So going from off to low, you can see the actual ice cream changing here. And then going from low to high, you can see it's going to be brighter as well. Yeah, it's really cool to add extra color if you want more saturated colors in certain areas. It doesn't ruin the whole entire image like some other ways you could boost color. This is a less destructive way to manipulate the colors to be brighter and more vivid if that's the look you're trying to go for. Color tone is going to be the color temperature of your TV set. So warm 2 is going to be the closest to D65, usually out of the box. If that's what you're chasing, then I highly suggest just sticking to warm 2. If you're somebody who likes a cooler color temperature, try out standard or cool, but I typically do recommend warm 2 as the go-to setting. If you know what you're doing and you think something's off with the white balance, you can go in here and change the 2 point or 20 point, though this is not recommended unless you really know what you're doing and you have some experience doing that in the past. Picture clarity options is going to be the motion settings for your TV, or you can turn it off completely. It's totally up to you. It really depends on the TV. Some TVs are going to be a little stuttery if you try to do certain things with it. So yeah, just be a little bit careful. Clear motion is going to be black frame insertion. This is where you'll see a flickering on your TV. This will increase the perception of the motion that you're watching, although the image will be a lot darker as you can see here. Sound is going to be pretty straightforward. You have your sound output here where you can select between the TV speakers or a Bluetooth speaker list or your Q Symphony setup. Expert settings is just going to take you through the settings like balance, equalizer. You only really want to touch this stuff if you know exactly what you're doing and what you want out of your sound. Otherwise, it's best to just keep everything the way it is out of the box for the most part. And if you ever mess anything up, you can always go to the reset sound option. Connections is going to be where you find your network, your Bluetooth, your multi-control, and your storage share, and the device connect manager. You can also find Apple AirPlay settings here as well. Advanced features is going to be a way that you can access your game modes, although you do have to have an HDMI source connected to mess around with the game mode settings in the first place. And you can also change your start screen options here as well, so that it starts with the Smart Hub by default. This is what it is. Or you can unclick it and it will start on the last source that you were on. You can also turn on auto run multi-view viewing when you are going to mirror your mobile screen. General and privacy is going to have your accessibility functions, and this can be good for anybody that is impaired. And Samsung does a really good job of integrating this into their TVs to make that experience just a little bit better for those people. You can also access the terms and privacy here, as well as power and energy savings. We talked about this a little bit earlier. Disabling energy savings is going to be a great way to have a better experience out of your TV. And you can control functions like auto power off if that's something you want, or the ability to show a screensaver. You can also toggle that here as well. Here you will see the broadcasting settings if you've hooked up TV broadcast. Here you can do parental settings with the parental lock or program rating lock settings, as well as an app lock. Then you have your external device manager here. This is where you can turn on HDMI CEC or input signal plus. And of course, there is the clock, so you can go to the time and set the clock according to your time. The support function of the menu will be device care, where you can optimize and diagnose the condition of your TV. Maintenance mode, remote management, which is going to have to do with if you have a repair. They'll probably walk you through this. This is something I wouldn't touch otherwise. And then software update. This is going to be a way for you to get the latest software updates. By default, auto update is turned on. You can turn on or off auto update to your liking just with the click of a button. Within game mode, you have things like adding a crosshair to the screen and adjusting the different colors of that crosshair. You also have the mini map zoom, as well as other features like Game Motion Plus, where you can add motion interpolation to gaming. But there's a lot here within the game mode that you usually see with the Samsung TVs. The only thing brand new here this year is going to be the design and the way that the interface looks. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that breakdown of the Tizen One UI OS. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. And make sure you subscribe to SamMobile for more TV content throughout the year. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one.